Some of the greatest inventions in history didn't come from a lab full of geniuses. It came from someone totally winging it. From snacks to science, today on Top 8, we're counting down everyday things that were never supposed to exist, but completely changed the world anyway. You'll never look at your microwave or potato chips the same again. Let's kick this off. At number 8, the microwave oven. You know that magical box that reheats your pizza in 30 seconds? Yeah, that was an accident. In 1945, Percy Spencer, an engineer working on radar tech for Raytheon, noticed the chocolate bar in his pocket had melted while he was working on a magnetron. Most of us would have just been bummed about the chocolate. But Percy, he realized the microwaves were generating heat. He tested it with popcorn, then an egg, and boom, microwave cooking was born. Originally, microwaves were the size of refrigerators and cost thousands. But once the tech got miniaturized, it ended up in homes everywhere. Now it's reheating coffee mugs all over the globe, one soggy leftover at a time. At number 7, potato chips. This crunchy snack started out as an act of pure pettiness. In 1853, a chef named George Crumb in New York was fed up with a customer who kept sending back his fries, saying they were too thick. So Crumb sliced them paper thin, fried them until they shattered, and drowned them in salt, basically a culinary middle finger. But instead of being insulted, the customer loved it. And just like that, potato chips were born. It went from kitchen rage to snack aisle royalty. And now we're all addicted to what started as a chef's passive-aggressive tantrum. At number 6, super glue. Let's be real. Glue that can basically hold the earth together shouldn't be the result of a failed experiment. But it was. In 1942, Harry Coover was trying to make clear plastic for gun sights in World War II. What he ended up with was a substance that stuck to everything. It was so sticky, it was useless for his original goal, so they shelved it. Years later, he realized its insane adhesive power could be, useful. Super glue hit the market in 1958 and became the go-to fix for everything from broken toys to DIY surgery. Yes, it's even been used in emergency wound closure. Not bad for a rejected plastic experiment. At number 5, the Slinky. If you've ever sent one of these tumbling down a staircase, thank gravity. And honestly, a distracted naval engineer. Back in 1943, Richard James was working on springs to stabilize naval equipment. One fell off his desk, and instead of just crashing, it gracefully stepped down. His wife named it the Slinky, and they started making them for fun. The toy was a hit, and by the 1950s, millions had sold. A literal accident that became one of the most iconic toys ever. And no matter how old you are, if you see one, you're still going to try and make it walk down the stairs. At number 4, Postit Notes. You know those little neon squares stuck to half your desk? They actually came from a failed glue. In 1968, Dr. Spencer Silver was trying to make a super strong adhesive for 3M. But instead, he ended up with the opposite, a glue that barely stuck. Total flop, right? Not exactly. Years later, a colleague named Art Fry needed a bookmark that wouldn't fall out of his hymnal. He remembered Spencer's weak glue, and Post-it notes were born. Now they're in every office, every home, and probably stuck to your fridge right now with a reminder you've been ignoring. At number 3, penicillin, the OG accidental discovery that literally changed medicine forever. So back in 1928, Alexander Fleming was working with bacteria when he left some petri dishes out and went on vacation, like, as one does. When he came back, he noticed mold had killed the bacteria around it. That mold? Penicillium notatum, the first true antibiotic. At first, no one really paid attention. It actually took over a decade and World War II to really kick penicillin into production. But once it hit, it started saving millions of lives from infections that were previously fatal. A forgotten petri dish became humanity's ultimate cheat code against disease. At number 2, safety glass. This one starts with clumsiness, as all great stories do. In 1903, French chemist Edouard Benedictus accidentally knocked over a glass flask coated in cellulose nitrate. And yeah, it didn't shatter. The glass cracked but held its shape. Light bulb moment. He realized the coating held the fragments together. Eventually, this turned into safety glass, the stuff used in windshields, shower doors, and modern architecture. Without this discovery, cars would be way more dangerous. And honestly, you'd probably have glass shards in your morning routine. And at number 1, Coca-Cola. The world's most famous soft drink started as a cure for headaches. In 1886, pharmacist John Pemberton was trying to make a tonic to relieve pain and maybe even wean himself off morphine. His mixture of coca leaf extract and cola nut was originally called Pemberton's French wine coca. But when Atlanta banned alcohol, he reformulated it as a non-alcoholic drink. What would become Coca-Cola? It was sold at soda fountains as medicine. People loved the taste, and eventually it ditched the healing angle and leaned into being delicious and refreshing. Now it's a global brand, with its own shade of red and a secret recipe that might as well be protected by the Avengers. So there you have it. 8 everyday things that only exist because someone made a mistake, got lazy, or just wasn't paying attention. Turns out the best inventions aren't always born in labs. They're born in real life, with real people doing very human things. Want more wild, unexpected top 8s like this? Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. This is Top 8, where accidents make history.